Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Before we dive into the video, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon. Let's dive in. I've never been a man who enjoys attention, but on my birthday, all eyes were on me, and not in a way I liked. The dining hall of our house was filled with friends, family, and coworkers. Hook, at his own birthday party, his wife joked about new rules for him. Her coworker smirked. What he did next shocked everyone silent. Laughter bounced off the walls. The smell of grilled steaks drifted in from the patio, and fairy lights glowed softly overhead. My wife, Emily, stood up with a glass of wine, tapped her fork against it, and said loud enough for everyone to hear, "New rules for him start today." The room laughed, thinking it was harmless fun. But I noticed her coworker Derek leaning back in his chair with that smug smirk like he knew something I didn't, or rather like he thought I didn't know something he did. The joke didn't stop there. She added, "Rule number 1, no more gaming late at night. Rule number 2, he needs to start acting like a real man." Everyone laughed harder, and Derek raised his glass at her like they were sharing a private joke. I forced a smile, but inside every word felt like someone was carving into my chest with a dull knife. I didn't interrupt. I didn't argue because tonight wasn't just my birthday. It was my exit. For weeks, I had known about her late-night messages to Derek, the office meetings that always ran past midnight. The way she suddenly started hiding her phone. I knew everything. I even had screenshots. And tonight was the night I would end it. The cake was brought out. People sang, "Happy birthday." Emily stood behind me with her hands on my shoulders, smiling wide like the perfect wife. But I could feel the coldness in her touch. After the candles were blown out and the clapping faded, I picked up my glass and stood. No anger, no shouting, just calm. "Thank you all for coming," I began. "It means a lot to have friends and family here. But before we continue, I have an announcement." A few people paused mid-bite. Emily looked at me confused, but still smiling. I continued. "Emily joked about new rules for me tonight. But actually, I have one final rule of my own." She laughed nervously. Derek kept smirking. I looked her straight in the eye and said, "Our marriage is over." The room went silent in an instant. She blinked, thinking I was kidding. "What?" she whispered, her smile fading. I placed my phone on the table and added, "I already know about you and Derek. I know everything." You could hear a pin drop. Derek's smirk disappeared like it was wiped off his face. Emily's face went pale. "What are you talking about?" she muttered, glancing around as everyone stared. I tapped my phone and the TV on the wall lit up. Screenshots, messages, her telling Derek how I was boring, how she was done with me emotionally, how she'd give herself to someone who actually makes her feel something. Gasps rippled through the room. Her best friend dropped her fork. My brother clenched his jaw and Derek looked like he wanted to crawl under the table. Emily stood up, shaking. "Turn it off." "This isn't the place," she shouted, tears filling her eyes. But I was calm. "You made a joke at my expense in front of everyone," I said softly. "So I thought the truth deserved an audience, too." Hook, the messages played on the big screen. Her lover's face turned white. Then he said one line that ended it all in front of everyone. She reached for me. I stepped back. "You don't have to do this," she pleaded. "We can talk privately." I shook my head. "You stopped talking privately the moment you involved someone else." Derek tried to speak. "Man, it's not what it looks like." I cut him off with a smile. "Actually, it's exactly what it looks like. And, just so you know, HR will receive these messages in the morning. You're her superior, that makes it workplace misconduct." His face went from embarrassment to fear instantly. He sank into his seat. No more smirk. No more confidence. Just panic. Emily started crying. Loud, messy, real. "Please, we can fix this." "Don't do this here," she sobbed, reaching for my hand. But I stepped away again. "You told me I needed to be a real man, right? Real men don't tolerate disrespect in their own homes." I took off my wedding ring, placed it on the table beside the half-melted cake, and said, "Happy birthday to me." Everyone watched in stunned silence. Her mother covered her mouth, whispering, "Oh my God." Some guests looked at Emily with pity, others with disgust, but no one said a word. She stood there trembling, mascara running down her cheeks, completely exposed. That confident woman who joked about new rules suddenly had nothing to say, no control, no script to follow, just the consequences of her own actions. I walked toward the door. Emily staggered after me, grabbing my arm. "Please, we can go to therapy. I'll fix it. I'll do anything," she cried. I looked at her one last time and said, "You told me you don't owe me satisfaction. Now I don't owe you commitment." And I walked out. No hesitation, no looking back. I got into my car, closed the door, and for the first time in months, maybe years, I felt peace. Inside, people were still frozen. The music had stopped. The lights still glowed, but the birthday celebration was over. And so was our story. She created new rules that night, and I simply decided I wouldn't play by them.